Hold on. And let's go here. And let's drop this down to here. Yay, bonding. All right. It's kind of rough today, but I'm getting there. We're just going to have to deal with Sporty Spice for a while until I get my schedule figured out. But you should be able, let me just make sure that you can hear me pretty good. And yep, the mic's on, camera's on. Let's get to it. All right, where do I want to start? I think we start with the indexes. Give me 1 sec here to get this together. A little behind. So I can just come and pop on. If I get the schedule down, I can actually start getting in a little earlier and get to that 8:15 and then just do what I need to do after. So we're going to start doing the 8:15, I think. I think I can do it now. I wanted to start with the ES, and I think that's the best place to start. I do think you need to be a little careful on what we're saying. I don't really see the rush here, guys. Like you probably see this as much as I do, like your levels right here. You're just not really getting any love. I think you're going to see sector rotation, which is good. You're bouncing right off that level this morning, which is fantastic. So you are kind of wedged in here. What I tend to do in these situations is look for the peak, which is really right here now, and just drop a VWAP there and understand that that's probably going to be an area that you're going to have to play with. And we'll go from there. I mean, I like saying that, we'll go from there. But I think that's how you have to look at it. I don't know. Do you really have to care about this? Not really. You got to get through it. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to start trying to give you like the more main levels that I think are the bigger things here. And I think I'm better off doing that. Like these are your really big levels that you'd have to focus on. And I'm just making sure you can hear me fine, right? Cool. All right. And Q. Let's start over, shall we? So remember, you have CPI and PPI this week. There's 3 days left if you are on the watch list to get into the community. Is there really anything else that you really have to focus on there? I mean, is there anything that's like, see, like when I drop these levels, I mean, it gets pretty obvious to me. You could do the Sunday at, okay, well, here you are, Sunday at 6, right? And then this is where you closed on Friday. I mean, you can do that, but you got to get through it you're fighting for basis points there. So I'll leave it, but I think you're more in a trading range. And I think you're just going to rotate. That's what I really think is going to happen here. I'm going to drop this into this room right here so that they have it. And I'll drop it here too. And let's go look at it from a SPY perspective. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know that that's really my issue. I think this is really your issue here. I think it comes all the way to there. I really think they're your issues. If you had to really say like, okay, and then if you broke there, where do you go? And we'll use this. I think this is really where you come to. It is. I really think that's where you come to. I personally think that makes the most sense. Let's pop that in there again. Go there. Get that done. I don't really see a reason to change those. I think they're perfect. I'm going to take a bunch of questions today with the time that we have. But I don't really see the rub here to change this as I go through it. I'm just going through it. I don't really see the impetus here. I don't. I think what you really need to watch is the software space. Software is in a lot of trouble, like a lot of trouble. Let me just go see one thing here. Just make sure I'm not missing anything for you guys off the open. A lot of people buying Jobly now. I don't know why. Why are you going higher on the CFO? Leaving. They're selling natural gas again. That's like the worst trade in the world. I swear to God, that's got to be like the hardest trade out there right now. Netflix buyers. Anything else of interest here? Well, let's take questions. I have a bunch of names I can go over, but I think they're going to all be tied to what you guys are doing. What's up, Kev? Yeah, I don't see any reason. Well, I don't think it was pilot confusion. I think it was just, pilot when to die. So for whatever reason, I mean, it doesn't look like it was confusion at all. I think it was confusion by the guy sitting next to him. But I don't think it was confusion. They're going to call it whatever they call it, but that's kind of crazy. And Air India is going to have a real issue there. I don't know how they're going to fix that. It's scary. Because the guy could have cared less who he took with him. So when you see something like this, you're up 3, the news is there. I don't think your levels changed at all, man. I think you still got the gap fill. I think you have a higher degree of probability with getting the gap fill now. I think that you're in a position where you're just going to go sideways and rotate. I don't know that I want to be buying, this company. I don't know that that's really appealing to me at all. I look at this level. You're in here. You're riding the lightning a little bit, but I don't know. $70 salads aren't really that appealing to me, or whatever you're paying. I think it was in New York once. I ate at this really nice restaurant, but it was a lobster salad and it was like $70. But I don't think I've ever gone into like a place like this and spent that kind of money on a salad, which just seems insane to me, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think you've got, first you got to get up here, then you have to flip it. Could it go? Sure. Is it worth it? I just think your money's better spent in better places. What else you got in that list? ANF, yep. So ANF to me, I own this. It looks fine. I don't think there's anything to do with it, but you have to settle in. Here was your breakout, up, retest your breakout. Very little to say or do. When I bought this, I bought it knowing that I'd be going through a huge kind of like long-term kind of trade with it. What I'm trying to catch is something like this, and then you come out of it. And I think that you're going to come out of something like that. I think it's going to take time, but you're going to come out of it. It's just going to be a question of when. And I think it's going to be a big story. I think a lot of these names are going to be big stories next year. I think retail is going to be a huge story next year. That's not the one you want. They always give me this Hindu company. You want Halliburton. You can try. I don't know, man. You're right against that thing. It's not really my, that doesn't really light the world on fire for me. It doesn't really make me too excited. Yeah, I'm not really, I mean, out of all those ANF. What's up, Julian? Netflix up 100, down 100. I mean, there's not much more to say about it, is there? Strap yourself in. Earnings are coming. I think they're going to be good. last time was good. The time before that was good. The time before that was good. It's really a function of how does it respond. And I don't know. I'm in here. I own it, and I'm up. I was up obviously a lot more, but I don't really want to move it. I'm trying to stay in it for earnings, and I will as long as I'm not past break even. But right now I'm up about 10%, roughly, give or take. But man, these things are a coin toss. You never know. It's like a box of chocolates. You could have a great quarter and get smoked. I don't think you're going to, but you could. What else we got here? Netflix, MP. Let's go take a look at the MP. Yeah, I mean, that's not really the bar you want. I think long-term, this thing's fine. I have a position. I'm just going to leave it alone. There's nothing for me to do with it, but you're going to be all over the place, man. This is a big one on like stock twits, right? This guy's always like talking on stock twits. I don't know. I'm not feeling any of these, to be honest with you. Netflix is a coin toss. VST is a beast. Absolute beast. When you really look at how you came back in April and the ones that just kept ripping versus like this, look at the difference. Like it's night and day. This had great news and they couldn't get out fast enough. They just literally, and that's why I always tell people about these bars. Like they're no joke when they form. That usually becomes the high until it works off. Could take months. But VST, man, it's just like, now we're going higher. And it's very clear they're working this off. So you're seeing that in a lot of those kinds of names. You're seeing it in the uranium names too. They're just working that stuff off. They came down the downgrade. Now it's like, nope, we're going higher. And yeah, I mean, I do feel that way with these kinds of names and I do think that. I like it a lot, Dev. It's up to you, but obviously I don't know that I want to be in any of these kinds of names right now, anything like software based. I think you have to really watch that. EWY, Samsung's really an issue. It could keep pushing, but it's a large portion of this. Isn't it a large portion of this? So I don't know, Jacob. I don't really like either of those. ALAB rejected. No, you rejected hard, like hard. Whenever you come up to these levels and you make new highs and you reject, like just, you want to be careful. So what you did, just watch it. So here's that level, right? Over it, gaps over it. Oh, we're definitely going to go, smokes you. Oh, we're definitely going to go, smokes you. So whenever I have these kinds of trades that keep hitting the higher highs and smoking me, I just go, okay, well, where's the real issue? And people think it's over here. It's not. It's here. It's whoever here that was selling, you had one good day, and that was it. So if I had to look at this and say, well, how do I say it? I see that as your problem. That's your issue. I'm not digging those, Jacob. And I wouldn't even be thinking it until I'm over that. Like closed over it. This is where all the cool kids are. That is very true. The merger really is going to weigh on it until it's done, but you're broken until you're not. And then the real way into this is just to buy cores. That's what I would do. I would just buy cores if I wanted to own it. And what I would do with that is just watch. You'll find a level, but you're getting CoreWeave at a discount because of the spread, right? The spread between where cores is going to be bought and the spread where cores is going to be bought out by CoreWeave. So if you really want to own CoreWeave like long term, all you do is just buy cores because you're getting it at a discount. So something to think about. This thing just hit one of my vol scans. What's this? What's this little crazy kid doing? Whoa. They find air? No idea what the news is. See if I can find it real quick. GLNL. What is it? GNLN. Come on, little guy. They're going to join some kind of B2C e-commerce platform. Selects joint commerce as its B2C platform. What do I care? Why would I care about this? I can't think for a moment why I would give a rat's. All right, anyway. Yeah, CPI. So I think we're kind of dead there until then. Amazon. What's up, Jared? Yeah, I think that they're the cat's pajamas right now. I really do. The question is, do you need to get in now? But what they're doing with Anthropic and that AI agent marketplace is freaking brilliant. So, I mean, he's just brilliant. Like, he just hires the right people. So, and just lets them do their thing. This to me is like, this one's kind of hard because every time you think that you're done going, that it's done and people get it and they're going to stay in it. I find it very easy to own this. I find it very difficult to kind of think about trading it. I just don't do very well trading this name. So I would say to you that if you look at it, you should keep going here. You're flipping, but every time it looks like this, you kind of get whacked again. So, I do think long term it goes a lot higher, like a lot. I think that people aren't getting the AI agent marketplace yet. I really do believe that. What is this dumb thing? Now you're like at 6. You need to see how much more volume you get on that bar. All right, what else we got here? I think the drone space, Ricardo, I'm glad somebody said it. I think the drone space is definitely an area of interest for me today. I know that. I don't know what they do in the drone space. I mean, I've got the names that I'm looking at. I don't know if this is the one that I'd be looking at, considering how it's acting the day that news hit. I can't get into that right now because from time stake, but I don't know how RCAT fits into that at all. Maybe someone else understands how RCAT fits into that, and maybe it's the software for drones. I'm not really sure. That'd have to be something that I'd have to look in there. So, okay, that's good to know. Well, consumer staples really aren't lifting. Like, I don't know. That's not something I would buy. I mean, that's got that whole rounding feel to it. You're going to go through a period here with a lot of these consumer discretionary names. Like, nah, I love myself too much for that. Like, you're below the 55. I'm not going through that. I'm not going through that little nightmare. Wake me up when it gets back over the 55. Until then, I wouldn't even think about it. Over the 55, it's been a great trader. I've done it. We've probably done it 3 or 4 times in the room. You break the 55 and then you close over it. It's been a really good trader for us that way. Really, really good trader. So, I mean, even here you did quite well with it. But I would just watch. I'm not buying stuff that looks like that. What's Walmart look like? Oh, that's gross. Yeah, that's disgusting. That disgusts me. They're getting rid of the consumer staples, and I think that's where this is going. So, boom, 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 boom. I wouldn't do that, Mason. I just me. Taiwan Semi got earnings. I think they're going to be a blowout. I really do. But you're up from the last one from 153 to 230. Some of this stuff doesn't get, that thing. Just disclosure, I'm short this. So, I mean, it's a pig. Like I have my bias on this. I've been short this for a while now. I know a lot of people can't get access to shorting because it's a tough borrow, but this thing's an absolute disgusting pig and it's just going to blow up. So I don't know how else to say it. Sorry. I'm going to try to hold some till it goes back in single digits. I don't know if I'll make it or not. But this thing has no business being where it is, like none at all. So, like zero. These things are just like, it's just hot potato, man. It just is what it is. And when they blow up, people think they want to get involved. You don't. You can, but and maybe it rallies up and you make something off of it. But yeah, these are just all hype things. Like this thing literally went up because Tom Lee got involved with it. And then it goes up to here. And then they do a secondary to raise capital on the hype because they have shorts trapped, right? And then they sell stock to them so that they can cover. And that's really when I shorted it. I should have started at 112, but like, what do you have? I would go and calculate how much cash they have, how much net asset value they have, and where the stock's trading on a market cap basis, and that'll tell you where it's going. Good morning from Phoenix. Good morning from Miami. What's up, Journal? What's up, Kev? It's the bee's knees. It is the bee's knees. UAVS. Nothing. You're entertained. I don't know, dude. Like of all of them, that one, like I don't even know where to start with this. I mean, I couldn't do this. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's just, it's not my kind of trade. I know we're getting there. I got the camera working again. I'm about ready to get the new mic working again. Well, it's just from the gym, but I just have to move my days around a little bit more right now. MSTR is going to be a monster trade. People just think the trade's over. I have a position in this, just disclosure, and I had a position over the weekend that I did close or trim, I should say. You had the second highest close you've ever had right here, right? So you've had the second highest close you've ever had in the name. There's not much more to say about it. I mean, here's the close. That's the only other close you've ever had that's been higher, right? So there's not much more to say about it. I mean, it's the hugest, wonkiest cup and handle you've seen, and the measured move is like 35% or something insane. It's like insane. Like there's no way that you're not going to probably take this out by December. People think they're like, oh, Chanos is shorting it. He thinks it's going to zero. No, that's not what he's doing. He's shorting the differentiation of the spread. The spread's a lot more narrower now than it's been. The question is, how much of a premium should MicroStrategy have over its net asset value? That's the question. People are like, oh, well, the net asset value is too great. Well, people are still buying Berkshire, right? And paying, 60% more to own Apple because Berkshire owns it. So why would you pay, you know what I mean? So how much should you pay for this premium? I don't have an answer to it, but I would think maybe you'd pay 20% for access. I don't think you pay 60, but I think paying 1.2 is fine. People still think that they can go out and create a Bitcoin treasury, and they don't understand why this Bitcoin treasury works. So, they'll buy inferior ones. That's okay. Yeah, I'm not going near those little guys, dude. I'd be careful, those little guys. The D Pro I looked at this weekend, and that was like the one that was outperforming them all since July. Candidly, this is if you looked at all the drone companies that are out there, that's been outperforming them all. I think what you have to do is think to yourself, like, what are the ones that institutions are going to buy? I think that's really how you have to view it. I mean, that's kind of how I view it. Like, what are the ones that institutions are going to say, yeah, I need to get involved there? And I think they're going to be the big dogs, right? So you just had a secondary done at 240, and then this comes out. And what's the high of that? 246.80. So 264.80, sorry, dyslexia. So like, when you think about it from that perspective, and I'm not saying it doesn't fall apart and become a pig, but you have to look at it and kind of think like, okay, institutions are gonna buy the ones that they have liquidity on, right? Like that's just what they're gonna do. Man, who peed in their Cheerios? Who'd they piss off? There's got to be news on that one. That's a lot of selling coming in. I got 50 new lows already this morning in that. Bro, it's like scary. It's scary. Good morning from Buenos Aires. I heard it's beautiful. I've never been there. I own this disclosure. I think you have to settle in, man. I think you have to realize like this is going to take years. But it's funny. I bought it for another reason, but like I didn't even know I was getting 6%. But you're getting 6%, so they start cutting rates. This thing's going to go up anyway. Workday, I think, is a perfect short. I think CRM's a perfect short too. Like these things are just outright shorts. They're going to go a lot lower, a lot. I don't think people get it yet. Ford, you're setting up here. I don't do well trading Ford and GM because I just don't think there's enough meat on the bone. But yeah, I mean, that stuff's scary. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It just the whole thing bothers me. When I fly, I actually look to see what kind of plane it is. I'm not going to lie. I do. I mean, it's got some momentum behind it, doesn't it? I'm going to have to jump at 9, guys. Look up time. What do you got for me here, tough guy? There's got to be more to it. Got to be more to it. We are missing something. I'm looking at the UPST, trying to figure it out why I got you guys. There's something going on there. There's something really wrong there. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. I got 400 different freaking news sites I pay for. Let's see if we can find it. Let's do things together. I love when we can do stuff together. Yay. I got nothing there. How about here? It looks like BTIG downgraded a firm. And since they're downgrading a firm, it's taking UPST down with it. And I think they put on let's see something. Let's see if I can find this. Hold on. Someone just messaged me and said that they know what it is. And I have access to it, so I want to go just say it. Then I can just pull it up for you guys. Can you stop this? These internets, man, they act up sometimes, don't they? It's crazy. Let me see if I can. Is this the most active one? Is that today? Beta longs. Okay, so that's not going to work. Let me see if I can do it this way. No, that's not it. Hold on. Hold on. If nothing else, you're entertained. There it is. I don't think that's it. Hold on. There it is. Payment tech, assume UPST at sell. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs second quarter preview of payment technology, sell UPST. Okay, there it is. Now we know why it's gone down. Let me see if I can find anything more on it. There it is. Yeah, assume sell. I'll share it with you. Yeah, this is what they want. Hold on. Oh, there's a ton of this stuff. I'm going to have to jump, guys. Sorry, but I got to get this out. I'll show you this, and then I'm going to have to jump. This is from Goldman, and that's why it's doing what it's doing. And so I'll show this, and then I'll get going with it. Oh, sweet Jesus. Come on, work the internet. You can do it. This is what's dropping you. So this is their research department at Goldman. Nansen team assume coverage, UPST with a sell rating. They see limited progress on driving near-term consumer relationships. Online personal loan market is competitive. They believe the market price significant acceleration. We view this as a rising tide that lifted consumer lending over the past 2 years. They see risk to the market oversupplied returns, positioned in fintech leaders with diversity. Consumer. That's why you're selling down. So let me just go through this really quickly. I'm going to have to jump. I'll try and start at 8:15 tomorrow. I'm going to get closer to it. I can feel it. I like the drone technology a lot. I think software is in trouble. I do think we have a problem with inflation. We'll find out right now. I got to jump. Trade to win, guys.